campaign?
Yeah, so very weird moment. I've never been in this position before. In my life of coaching, I always experience playoff. So for us not to make playoff, it sounds and feels very strange. Second, uh, probably Real Salt Lake did enough to go through. I felt in the game we had some moments in which we push and try some things, but I think Salt Lake show I think a little bit more to be able to deserve going through in this phase. I'm just proud always of every player that gives everything for the organization, for the shirt, for the team, for the coaching staff, for the fans especially. So those for me a huge respect, and every time the players go into the field to try to win and try to give everything that they have for a coach, that's the only thing that we can ask. Disappointing, but disappointing also for our fans, because they support us all the time. We've been consistent. We've been always a team that makes playoff. So now there's a lot to evaluate for the future. And I think it's important now to start thinking about the future. That's the reality. We're not gonna stay on today. From this second, we're thinking about the future, and we hope to be able to do better for our fans to be proud, and as we usually do. So this is the reality about today, and that's all.
Thank you, Gio. We'll get started with Ryan Clark from Oregonian.
Hi, Gio. Just looking back on this season, reflecting on it, what stands out to you about maybe what you liked about this group and areas that this team can improve moving forward?
Yeah, I think this group, when this group is mentally full gear, and when this group is completely focused on the same direction, we always going to be able to achieve great things. And it's been the culture of this club, the culture of this team in the past years. So there were, I think, a lot of points that we gave away that if you don't take care of those games that probably we allow goals to come at the end, we could have been in a better situation. But I think there's a lot to look into as well to improve. And I think it starts always outside the tactics, the game. I think it starts from other things, and then it goes into being better as a team. And then are we going to play with three? Are we going to play with four? We had a good run once we changed into three in the back. We've been extremely successful when we play four in the back. I think versatility is always a good thing that this team has always had. But at the end, I think when you don't make playoff or you don't achieve something, it's not a coincidence. There's always a reason. There's always a reason, and then we'll continue to work on those reasons to make them better.
Ryan, do you have a follow-up?
Yes, Gio. Additionally, going into this off season, how difficult is it going to be to think about personnel and have those discussions when it's not necessarily a certainty who will be working with you in the front office as far as signing players and preparing for next season?
I think we have learned in life that you have to make the best of what you have, and you have to make sure that you always think positive and finds the ways to continue to push forward and make things work. So I always been that type of person. No matter what, there's no wall that is going to stop us. There's no situation that is going to take us away from the focus of what we need to do on the field. Today we cannot blame on things outside our team to give a good way out for a game that we should have won. So that's for us to stay always professional and figure always out, as we always have done, how to push forward, how to stay competitive, and how to be always on the top.
All right, next we'll go to Sam Spiller of Stumptown Footy.
Hey, Coach.
Hi.
Tough result today. Would love to hear just your thoughts around some of the late game substitutions, particularly Sebastian Blanco. Why did you wait until towards the last 10-15 minutes of the game there to sub him on?
Yeah, I mean, this has been a tough week for him. Probably he didn't feel the best of his capacity to be able to give more. The one thing that with Seba is difficult, because Seba, even if he has a difficult week or anything, I mean, he's always the one that is going to bring that energy, that is going to have the type of game that is going to think always to, how can I hurt this team? How can I find a way, even on a difficult moment in which maybe I might not be feeling at my top, how can I hurt this team? And that's Seba. That's why we love him. That's why we need him. In this week, it was a little bit of a difficult week for him, in where he needed to be, and that's the reason why maybe he didn't play more minutes than he did.
Sam, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. And just as a follow-up, Eric Williamson didn't feature in this game. Love to hear your thoughts around why he didn't come on. Was there another injury he was dealing with?
No.
Did you have to specify the situation?
No.
Yeah, just why wasn't he featured?
No, Eric was not injured. He was in full capacity to play. He was a little bit, had a little bit of a small injury last week that prevented him from being able to participate from the beginning last game. This week for me was more about maybe not being at his best to be able to contribute what I think that a team needs from a player. And it's more about coach's decision than anything else. For me, I'm always going to put the team and the players as a priority. And in each week, each practice is very important to make sure that you earn the possibility to play. And for me, that's very, very important. Nevertheless, we missed him. He's a great player. He's a top player. So we hope and always wish him to do really well.
All right, we'll take one last question from Ryan Clark.
Hey, Gio. So looking at next season, what are some areas that you think this team, in terms of personnel, needs improvement going into next season?
Yeah, I mean, that's probably a question that I can talk a little bit further more in the next few days, because there's a lot to it than simply saying we're going to come and look for this position or that position. I think there's a lot more content in that answer that I feel that is better spoken at the right time, which is not far away from this moment, because we need to move forward right away for the future.
All right, we'll wrap it there. Thank you for your time, Gio, and safe travels home.
And just to finish, I just wanted to apologize to the fans, as the person responsible for this team and these players. It is my job to always bring the right quality of game and the right competition level for them to feel well represented, and in that way they can feel always proud of us. If at any time I'm not able to achieve that, I say my sorry, and I will continue to work and continue to make you proud. Thank you.
Thank you, Gio.